Hey everybody, I'm Dr. Ozzie with the Functional Medicine and Wellness Center. This is my assistant Jackie, and we're going to start doing videos that just talk about different questions we get from our patients on a daily basis and try and explain them as quickly and concisely as we can in a video. And if you have any questions, you can always go to our website and ask them, and we'll answer them as best we can. So this is the first video, so let's go for it.
Okay, Dr. Ozzie, so getting adjusted structurally, how is that going to help us?
Super important. We always talk based in functional medicine, and then trying to figure out, well, what is functional medicine and how does it apply to us? Well, there's three main things that make us sick or not feel well. That's structure, chemistry, mental, emotional. So all plays together. So structure is probably the biggest input into our brain that we have, how we move, right? So our brain works off of sensory input. What we hear, what we see, what we smell, what we taste, but most of all, how we move. And that happens because we have receptors in our joint called mechanoreceptors. Just a big name that just basically says those receptors in your muscles in your joint stimulate your brain 24/7 due to gravity. Now other things like what you hear, what you see, what you smell, and what you taste, obviously when we're sleeping, you're not going to get that same input because eyes are closed. If it's a quiet room, not really going to get the input from the ears. So again, the one and only thing that constantly stimulates your brain is your joints and your muscles. So proper motion is imperative to good health, right? If we break it down from a functional medicine standpoint and we start using it from a patient-centered approach as opposed to a disease-centered approach, which means how did I get to where I'm at? So let's say I've got diabetes or heart disease or cancer or headaches or whatever it may be, neck pain, back pain. How did I get there? And structure is one of those things, right? So if I'm not moving correctly, that's going to cause stress to my nervous system, and then my nervous system is going to start to take it out on my body, and it could be in the form of pain or discomfort. And how could that happen? It puts us into fight or flight. Whatever puts us into fight or flight basically gets our cortisol levels going. That's catabolic, that breaks down our body, and then basically all heck can break loose from that. So that's why structure is super important. If you're in any kind of pain, discomfort, if you have a syndrome, a symptom, a disease, you're probably going to have structural stress. Forget about the name chiropractic. Take that word out of it. Just realize you have to have your muscles and your joints moving correctly to de-stress your brain. So if you de-stress your brain's going to work better, and your brain runs everything, heart, liver, kidney, so no matter what's going on, if your nervous system is de-stressed, it's going to help run in all the processes within your body better, and it's going to help with whatever is ailing you. And usually, again, it's a huge part of what's going on. It's not just one thing in particular. So that's how structure is part of the process. And basically, people, you need to get moving correctly. I guess one last thing I'll add really fast is a lot of times people look and they'll go, okay, well, doc, I'm not old and decrepit. I'm not moving really bad. A lot of times it's very, very subtle stuff. If your hand's turned in just a bit, or your legs, you see people all the time that walk down the street like a duck, right? It's not super obvious, but those little subtleties, that's not how it's intended. It's not how it's supposed to be, and that is from muscle imbalances, and that all those little imbalances tell you, hey, my nervous system's not running my muscles as well. That's becoming part of the stress, and then again, it's going to be a part of the ailment, a part of the problem. So that's it.
That's a great example. We're actually going to watch our next clip where Dr. Ozzie is going to have a more detailed example of a patient structurally, and then we're going to move on to the other two big parts, which are chemistry and mental. So watch our next clip.
Watch our next video, guys. Thanks.